The Philadelphia Eagles head to Tampa Bay for their Week 4 matchup, and yes, the Bucs are already talking trash. A lot of key things to break down in this matchup of 2-1 teams, but we also got to talk about what Jason Kelce said about Nick Sirianni. Jahan Dotson speaks on his confidence to go out there and get the job done. Plus, Amon-Ra St. Brown argues with his brother who plays for the Saints, as a fine comes down on the Saints player who hit Smitty, and Sidney Brown looks to be almost healthy, and he wants to start. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the videos. So the last time the Eagles played the Buccaneers, it was in Tampa, the playoffs. There was no A.J. Brown, but Devontae Smith did play. In this game, it looks like there will be no A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith, but Saquon Barkley wasn't there last year, and the defense was horrible. So far this year, it hasn't been much better, but if we play like we played against the Saints, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense is going to be in trouble, especially if our best defensive player, Jalen Carter, has a matchup like Brendan Deeg tweeted earlier today. Bucs offensive lineman Cody Monch leads the league in pressures allowed by a guard with 14.
She don't want no puppy, she want a big dog.
Jalen Carter, the big dog, will be in the face of Baker Mayfield all day long, especially with how many sacks they gave up to Denver in Week 3. 7 sacks taken and 33 pass attempts. Now, Fangio was asked about that and how he could duplicate it. His response was interesting, but before we get to that, let's hear a word from our sponsor. So a lot of y'all been asking me, where can I get the best Eagle tickets, whether I'm watching it in Philadelphia or on the road? Well, look no further, as today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticket app. There are more than 70,000 events on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more. The Philadelphia Eagles sit at 2-1 and will be on the road in Tampa this week, but there's still many more games to get tickets for. And they put all the tickets across the web in one place to make sure you're getting a good deal. Each ticket is rated on a scale from 1 to 10. So look for the green dots, green means good and red means bad, to get the best tickets out there. And you know I came through for you guys. Use my code PhillyTalkPod for $20 off your tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code PhillyTalkPod. Make sure you click the link in the description and or the pinned comment section to download the app and enjoy whatever game you pick, whether it's on the road or at home, to watch our Philadelphia Eagles. Let's listen to what Fangio saw from the Broncos defense that ended up getting 7 sacks on that Buccaneers offense.
They rushed good. They got out to a lead, pretty substantial lead in the first half. It kind of got them into a little bit more of a throwing mode, and things kind of snowballed.
That's what's missing to help out this Eagles pass rush. The Eagles offense getting a lead. In 2022, by the end of the first, early in the second, we were beating our teams by 10 plus, so the defense can focus on stopping the pass and rushing the passer, not really worried about teams running on us because they couldn't and they wouldn't because they needed to catch up. We need to get back there. Our offense, once after the bye week, is talented enough to be putting up monster points in the first half and letting our defense wreak havoc. However, before we continue on the Eagles and Buccaneers breakdown, let's hear from Jason Kelce on Nick Sirianni's decisions to go for it on 4th.
Let's pick up where we left off last week with the Eagles fans being mad about 4th down calls.
Listen, the reason the 4th down decisions are being criticized because they haven't been working. They did work in 2022, and they helped us get to a Super Bowl. And Nick Sirianni, he has seen firsthand how much going for it on 4th down can help and improve your chances at winning a game. Obviously, when it's not working, it does the opposite. And these are the unfortunate circumstances you live by as a head coach making these decisions. It's hard. With where the game was at that point, it's 3-0. You know it's low scoring. Take the points. It's even game. You get the ball coming out of halftime.
I say go for it.
I love it. Gosh, see, this is why you're better than me. This is why you're a better man. You say, screw it. I'm putting my nuts on the line.
Okay, I love it. I want tutties, man. I don't want to and settle for 3.
And he's been kicking a lot of field goals.
Well, I'm not mad at that either. Yes, well, I'll take points. This is why Travis doesn't call plays, because it is what it is.
Bottom line, Nick has had a lot of success in this league being risky. The last 2 years, I think there's been a number of instances that have stuck out, but ultimately it's one of those things. You live by the sword, die by the sword. I love the confidence. I love how I've seen it work in our favor. I know Nick, and I know how much time he puts into this. By and large, he is making better decisions than most coaches. I really believe that. I watch other guys late in game. You talk about game management, clock management. I think Nick is still one of the better coaches in the league at that. I know the decisions haven't gone right. The one coming out of half didn't work out.
Still found a way to win the football game, baby.
I still got faith. I'm still riding with Nick.
Now, Jason Kelsey did say he would have kicked the field goal due to the flow of the game, and I agree. But do you agree with the rest of his statement? Let me know in the comment section. Jason also spoke on WIP about Jalen Hurts, and he said, all in all, he's making really good decisions. He's leading the team. He's more comfortable. He's more poised. They're handling the blitz phenomenally, and I think he's playing really, really good right now. Again, turnovers got to be cleaned up. The interception versus the Saints wasn't as bad after we looked at it, but he can't fumble that ball right there. However, I think Kelsey's talking about his decision-making as it pertains to reading the defense, getting the ball out of his hand when the opposing defense is trying to blitz compared to last year. Jahan Dotson even said that the play to Goddard at the end of the Saints game was checked into it by Jalen Hurts. Speaking of the Saints game, and the last thing I'm going to say about it is that D-tackle Christian Boyd has been fined $4,600 for his late hit that concussed Devontae Smith last Sunday. By him being fined, the league admitted they should have made a call during that game, which they didn't do. However, only $4,600? That's crazy. Listen to Amon-Ra St. Brown argue with his brother who plays for the Saints. One says it was clean, one said it was dirty. Shout out to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Can we talk about that Devontae Smith hit? What was that?
Yeah, I don't know why they act like it's all crazy. The ref didn't blow the whistle yet, and the D lineman just hit him with his shoulder.
What do you mean? Whoa.
Yeah.
No, they didn't just hit him with his shoulder.
He did.
What did he catch, like a 5-yard in or something? Was getting tackled.
And
was
the
held
ref
up for like
didn't-
2 seconds.
Okay, what do you want? It's
By
the
like
NFL.
3 dudes, and then the D lineman
the
comes
NFL.
out of nowhere, right in the head.
It's the NFL. What do you want him to do? If
And
that
then what
was
makes
you,
it worse is the dude, his helmet was off. Then another Saints player just jumps on him. I know he was trying to get the football, but still, it's
Exactly.
crazy. Like,
Okay, so let me explain what happened. Since you weren't there, you're just watching the shit on fucking Twitter.
I'm watching on. What
All
do you
right,
mean?
exactly. So did you hear the whistle on Twitter? No, they didn't blow the whistle.
I already know
Until
they
the
didn't blow
dude
the
hit
whistle. I already know
All
that,
right.
but I'm saying,
Okay, so what do you want him to do? He's supposed to hit the. It's football. He's supposed to hit the guy with the ball. That's what he did.
just hit him
It
in the
wasn't-
dome. Hit him in the dome piece.
No, he hit him with his shoulder and his chest. It wasn't illegal. His helmet was loose already. He needed to strap that shit up. That's why that shit came off, and then he fumbled. Like, injuries happen in football. Like, he wasn't trying to hurt him. Like, it's just he just ends up being
Obviously,
a D
he
lineman.
wasn't trying to hurt him. Yeah, we know
Exactly.
that.
He
But I'm
happens
saying-
to be a D lineman, and Devontae Smith happens to be a smaller receiver, and that's what happens when you get hit by a big dude. Like,
right in the head.
bro, his shoulder.
The dude was getting grabbed by. He was tackled already. There was 3 dudes on him. He was going.
Let
down.
me ask you this. If this was the Lions player doing this, if this was your defense, what would you be saying?
What do you mean? What would I be saying? That's a crazy hit.
Crazy hit. Okay. What else?
It's a crazy hit. It was a crazy hit. I'm watching.
Okay.
I'm like, damn.
Okay. It's crazy. Cool.
Like, but not in a
No
good
way.
way. Not in a good way, though. That's what I'm saying. It's a crazy hit in a bad
So
way.
if Aiden did this, you say it's crazy in a bad way?
Aiden wouldn't do that. That's the thing. He
Oh my
wouldn't.
god.
He's not just trying to take heads off. Like, obviously,
Oh,
defense,
yeah.
they're running and hitting. But the dude, I'm watching the play.
Bro, we're taught to play hard, bro. Play through the whistle. Like, I don't know what you want. like,
So are
play
we.
through
We're
the-
taught to
All right,
hard,
then.
too.
So, like, exactly. So, what do you want to do? Hit him low?
No, don't hit him
Alright,
low
then.
either. He couldn't hit him low.
So,
There was people wrapped up.
so hit him where? Where do you want him to hit him?
You don't need to hit him. He's already down.
He wasn't down. He wasn't down.
He was going back. Okay, first of all, he was going backwards too. It
The
wasn't like he
whistle
was.
wasn't blown, bro.
Listen,
What
to
do you want
this.
him to
It
do?
wasn't like he was gaining yards. He was going backwards. Like
And?
he wasn't gonna. He wasn't gaining any yards. It was over.
And? What
Bro,
does that mean?
yeah,
What does that mean?
It
What does
was
that
a
mean?
nuts hit. From
What does
my
that mean?
POV, it was nuts.
Okay. It was crazy. It's
Your
football.
your POV might have been different.
See, everybody's saying it's only Eagle fans complaining, blah, blah, blah. No, Amon-Ra St. Brown sees it just like we do. Now, before we get to the breakdown, Eagles versus Bucks and who I think is going to win and why, Cindy Brown spoke and he had some fire things to say. He said, and I quote, I want to make it hard for them to take me off the field, and I'll do anything to get there. The willingness to do whatever it takes to get where I want to be. Man, all I can say is this. I think he'll be healthy after the bye week. Now, the job C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Reed Blankenship have done, it's going to be hard for him to get on the field and stay on the field. But Fangio does mix and match certain packages. We can see some 3 safety looks, and depending on the game flow, we might want 3 safeties out there instead of 3 corners. Maybe Sidney Brown can occupy some of the time that was being given to Avonte Maddox. Whether it's big nickel or not, he can play in the slot, but also drop back and also play the run. I don't see Reed Blankenship coming off the field, but Sidney Brown with that attitude is perfect, and I do want him to stay on the field if he's balling out. Now let's get back to the Bucs. They decided to put this on billboards in Tampa. Philly's back for more, talking about the butt whooping they gave us in the playoffs, acting like we coming back there to get another butt whoop. The Buccaneers rush defense week 3 gave up 136 yards on the ground, a 4.9 yards per carry, and 2 touchdowns. We have to exploit that. And if Saquon's tired, hand the ball to Will Shipley. Hand the ball to Kenneth Gainwell. These guys can be utilized as well. The run game don't have to be all on Saquon Barkley, especially if we're trying to run 30-plus times. As for the 7 sacks taken on 33 pass attempts that we talked about early in this episode, the Eagles need to exploit that. Bryce Huff has to show that, okay, I can't stop the run, but I can rush the passer. This is the game to show it. We talked about Jalen Carter's matchup, but it's not only him. Milton Williams sometimes plays on the outside, but when he's inside, he has to eat. Same with Jordan Davis, Josh Sweat, Nolan Smith. I'm not saying we need to get 7 sacks, but this should be the most sacks we have in a game. Right now, the Buccaneers offensive line cannot block. That could mean Baker Mayfield saying, hey, I'm not trying to get sacked 7 times again. Let me get the ball to my hand fast and test these corners. And that's where Fangio got to play our DBs up, physical, letting them jump on some routes. Staying with the defense, let's look at the Eagles defense versus the Buccaneers offense. Right now, the Eagles defense overall ranks 22nd, giving up 339.3 yards per game. Mind you, we weren't that good the first 2 weeks. But if we continue to play like we played versus the Saints, it will come down. The overall offense for the Buccaneers ranks 25th, 277 yards per game. The Eagles' pass defense ranks 17th, allowing 214.3. The offensive passing game for the Bucs ranks 16th with 212.3 yards per game. Now let's move over to the rushing. The Eagles are 24th ranked, allowing 134.7 on the ground, but we did hold Kamara to only 88 yards. As the offensive running game for the Bucs ranks 27th, they only average 91 yards per game, so we should not be getting beat by whoever's running the ball in Tampa. Flipping it over to the Eagles offense versus the Bucs defense. Now, mind you, no A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith, so this changes a little bit. But A.J.'s missed a couple games already, and the Eagles' overall offense ranks 2nd with 411.7 yards per game. Let's look at the defense for the Bucs. That ranks 27th overall, allowing 371.3. When I look at the Eagles' passing game, they rank 6th with 257.3 yards per game, and the secondary ain't that good in Tampa. They rank 23rd, allowing 241.3. So even with backup wide receivers, I think we could take advantage of that secondary. As for the Eagles' run offense, we are 3rd in the rankings, 167.3 per game. And when you look at the run defense for the Buccaneers, it ranks 25th, allowing 137.7. So 23rd pass defense, 25th run defense. What is healthy? Our run offense. Lane Johnson might not be there, but Mekhi Becton was at practice. Run the ball. If Saquon gets tired, even though he never looks tired, use Will Shipley, use Kenneth Gainwell. There's no reason why we don't run the ball 25-plus times. Let our defense eat, especially if they play like they did versus the Saints, and they're getting sacks, actually. But again, this ain't a scary defense for Tampa. Pass defense 23rd, rush defense 25th. It is still a small sample size, only 3 games, but that's all we can go off. And again, we are down our top 2 wide receivers. We're going to need Jahan Dotson to step up. Listen to his mindset going in as most likely the number 1 wide receiver, not playmaker, because that's what Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert, and Jalen Hurts will be. But the number 1 wide receiver, here's his thoughts.
Extremely comfortable. That just is a test of the work that I put in every single day. Trying to come out here and get better and make sure that I'm prepared for the moment. Because I don't know when my moment can be or will be, but making sure when I'm in that moment, I'm ready for it. Because honestly, when you get that moment, no one really cares if you're ready for it or not. You just better be ready for it. So I'm making sure that I'm ready for it. I know I am, and I can't wait for it.
He ain't the only one. Paris Campbell coming off the practice squad. Possibly John Ross might need to be used. And Johnny Wilson could have as big of a role as anybody due to the fact that the Eagles believed in him when their wide receiver room was healthy. So we'll see what all comes out of it. But Goddard has to eat, Saquon definitely has to eat, and Jalen cannot turn the ball over. With all that being said, the game preview picks per NFL.com, 3 people are picking the Bucs to win, and 7 people are picking the injury-riddled Eagles to win. Now, what I want you to do is drop your score prediction in the comment section. I want to see who gets the closest. Mine is going to be 23-20. Eagles sneak out with a dub and get healthy, and then the NFL is about to be put on notice. With all that being said, if you want tickets to a upcoming event, whether it's football related or not, anything you want to go to, use my promo code and click the link in the description for SeatGeek and get $20 off your first purchase. Until next time, muscle up, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share. Turn notifications on. We out.